like crossing the street or even just walking for that matter. However, for many people with disabilities, these tasks require a lot more effort. But many of these tasks can be eased with the assistance of a service dog. A service dog, according to the Americans with Disabilities Act, is any dog specially trained to assist an individual with a disability. Service dogs play a vital role in millions of people's lives, and they make living on a day-to-day basis so much easier. Throughout my speech, I'm going to tell you guys about 3 different types of service dogs: a guide dog, seizure alert dog, and mobility assistance dog. I'm going to tell you what they do and how they're trained. So I'd like to start out with guide dogs. Guide dogs are used to help those that are visually impaired. Guide dogs perform many tasks, like they stop at all changes in elevation, including curbs and stairs. They stop for overhead obstacles such as tree branches, and they can help guide a person through a crowd. Also, through repetition and training with their owner, guide dogs are also able to find frequently used landmarks such as a bus stop or a mailbox. Being a service dog allows a guide dog to go anywhere that a person can go. According to the website blindfoundation.org, guide dogs can go to most public places, including restaurants, offices, clinics, hospitals, shops, cinemas, and hotels. They can also travel on public transport, including buses, planes, ferries, ships, trains, taxis, and shuttles. Now that I told you what a guide dog can do, I want to tell you about the different stages they go through throughout their lives. So they start out with puppy raisers, who are volunteers who take them in at about 8 weeks old, and they train them with simple obedience, and they stay with that person until they're about 13 to 15 months old. After that, they go on to formal guide dog obedience training for about 6 months. After they pass all their training, they are matched with an owner, and this is a process that is taken very seriously. On the Guide Dogs for the Blind organization's website, it mentions the effort that they put in to pair the correct guide dog with the correct client. They want to make the best pairing possible so that they work well together in real-life situations. And then after about 8 to 10 years of work, the guide dogs usually retire, and they can either stay with their current owner as a pet, or they can be put up for adoption. Now I'd like to point out a common misconception when it comes to guide dogs. According to the article, Dog Guides for People with Vision Loss on visionaware.org, people mistakenly assume that it is the dog that shows the person where to go. This is not true. The person who is blind or has low vision directs the dog. And this is a common misconception when it comes to guide dogs, but it is the owner's job to know where they are going at all times. Guide dogs help make the lives of their owners so much easier by helping guide them through their lives. Now I'd like to talk to you guys about seizure alert dogs. According to the article Seizure Alert Dogs on canineforlife.org, approximately 65 million people around the world have epilepsy, about 3.4 million in the United States alone. That's a lot of people that dogs could potentially help. Seizure alert dogs go through basic obedience and service dog skills training just like guide dogs. And then they are tested for their ability to alert for seizures. Not all dogs are able to alert for seizures, and this is something that's not quite yet understood. According to the website 4pawsforability.org, the one thing scientists have been able to come to an agreement on is that the dog smells a chemical body change on the person just prior to and during the seizure. Then, through positive reinforcement, the dog learns to alert its owner by either pawing or pacing in a circle. During the seizure, the dog remains close to its owner to protect it from any further injuries, and the dogs are trained to either alert a caregiver, family member, or any bystander and bring them back to their owner. They can even be trained to fetch a telephone, an alert device, or medication. By training more and more seizure alert dogs, many people's lives can be helped. And finally, I'd like to talk to you guys about mobility assistance dogs. Mobility assistance dogs play a very big role in their owners' lives. Mobility dogs can retrieve items for their owners, they can push the buttons for automatic doors, they can turn on and off lights using a foot pedal, and they can even assist with pulling a wheelchair up a ramp. Mobility service dogs encounter a variety of different circumstances, and according to the article, Brace and Mobility Support Dogs, Everything You Need to Know on anythingpossible.com, succeeding as a mobility assistance dog usually requires the ability to perform, think, and problem solve independently, sometimes without direct handler or trainer guidance. Out of all the different types of service dogs, mobility assistance dogs encounter the most variability and need to think independently on a day-to-day basis. Through training, they learn to do a lot of different tasks, and they need to learn to stay calm and not get distracted when on the job. This is why the dropout rate for organization-trained service dogs can be as high as 50 to 70%, according to the article Service Dog Training 101, Everything You Need to Know from AKC.org. So this is a high percentage of dogs that don't even make it past training. This goes to show how important it is that these dogs know what they are doing so that they can help those that they are with. Their training is something that is not taken lightly. These three types of service dogs play a very important role in millions of people's lives. They help ease the daily living of those with disabilities. Guide dogs help those that are visually impaired. Seizure alert dogs help those that have seizures. And mobility assistance dogs help those with low mobility. And all these dogs go through very serious training to make sure that they know how to do the tasks that they need to do to help people. Thank you.
Okay. Kate, how did this speech go for you?
It went okay.